allowed to say it on air, but no. No. If anything, I would keep Massa busy while you guys escape, okay? So, no.
I think we know what you mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep him busy.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna snitch on you. You want me to create a diversion? Mr. President, No, you need a person like me. You will want someone like me. My mom's black. What y'all mean?
I know your mom's black. That's not what this person's talking about.
He said I would turn in my own people to the Underground Railroad.
Well, you are into kind of, this person is just inferring from things you've said in the past that you might in some situations, put yourself first.
That's modern.
You're just saying not in this one.
Modern day, yes. Right now in this world, yes, but not in slavery times. Absolutely not. I feel like my spirit wouldn't allow me to do that.
Mm-hmm. Somebody also sent me the information that the U.S. Treasury confirmed that the different denominations of bills have unique release dates after their design change. So the 10 is coming in 2026, the 5 is in 2028, and the 20 is in 2030. And then the 50 in 2032. So if we're all alive then, and a currency still has value, that might be something to look forward to. But not everybody's looking forward to that, probably. But again, it was like, I almost never have cash in my pocket. The last time I got cash is because there was a homeless guy out front, and I gave him money. But I didn't have any on me.
These homeless people are getting bold, man.
Bold.
Wait,
It's
did
12
you go and
degrees.
get cash out just to give it to him?
I was going to get my salad at Heinen's, and it asked me if I...
Salad.
Well, and I passed this dude. He's sitting on the corner, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And I go into Heinen's, and I got cash back.
Oh, okay.
And so on the way back, sometimes they're gone by that time. You know what I mean? He was still there, and I gave him the money before I came back in here.
Oh, you're nice.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say.
But what do you mean they're getting? Yeah, it's like.
Because, no longer are they holding up signs trying to make you feel sorry for them. They'll knock on your window. When they had Disney on Ice a couple days ago.
What do you mean trying to make you feel sorry for them?
Well,
do they have to work hard when they're out there in 10-degree weather to get you to feel bad for them?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't give them money, which I would wager most people don't, even if you don't give them money, you probably still feel bad for them.
Yeah.
It's 10 degrees outside.
I'm sure. But on two different occasions, this was a day apart from each other. I was coming out of here and it was Disney on Ice. So it was like a little bit of a traffic jam, and we're all sitting there, and there's a line of cars, and this one guy is going up to each window, knocking on the window, asking for money. And he got up to me, and I just shook my head no. I didn't roll down the window. I just said no. He walks around the back of the car, goes to the other side, the passenger side.
What about you over here?
And I'm like,
I respect that.
The answer's still no. And then...
Wait, you had somebody riding shotgun?
No, I didn't have anybody riding
Why
shotgun.
did he come around to the other side?
I don't know.
Give him the old switcheroo.
I don't know.
I mean, you got to fish where the fish are.
He wanted to get my good side.
He's like, how about now? Now you got a better look at me.
I don't know.
My better angle.
Am I less threatening over here?
Maybe it was too cold to where he didn't realize he was at the same car. Maybe he thought he went to another car. But yeah, he hit my other window, and I was like, no. And he's like, oh. And then he kind of dawned on him that it was me again, so he went to the other car. Then the next day, I'm in the Taco Bell drive-thru, sitting there waiting again, can't get out, waiting for my food, and a guy knocks on my window again. And I'm like, no, I don't have any loose change. No, I don't have anything. And then he just scurries
tight
on.
change?
No.
Maybe you had maybe he thought you had a kind face. Maybe he thought you were somebody that looked likely to give him some money.
Doing the old Bugs Bunny. What about me, boss? What about me, boss? What about me, boss?
They were waiting. He was over there waiting by the little the order screen. So I'm like, ooh, I can't tell him I ain't got no money when he sees
You just say you don't have any cash.
I'm just saying, like, he sees me ordering, and he's like, you got $30 worth of food, but you can't spare $2. I remember
He's not wrong.
there was a guy that didn't even want to say anything at all. He just kind of, like, gestured to me, and he had his phone in his hand. And I'm like, what? And it said on screen, it said, I'm afraid to ask in front of all these white people, but can I have $1 or $2? I was like, no.
He's like, I got Venmo.
I was like, no, you got a cell phone. Like, no.
Yeah, but everybody has a cell phone now. That's not the mark of, they're still standing outside. Everyone has a cell phone.
Standing outside.
You get a burner at Walmart for...
He was inside of a store, and I was on my way out,
Yeah.
and he was like in an aisle, and I thought he was gonna ask, oh, do you work here, or can you help me with something? He said, look at my phone. I'm like, oh, he's deaf. I'm like, I tried to sign to him, and he's like, no. Look, I read it. I was like, could I have $1 or $2? I'm like, no.
You're like, how about one? Don't give people the option. Could I have 1 or 2? Yes. 1.
Like, I feel like I would be like the guy to give people a bunch of money if I had money, but I don't got money, so I guess I don't feel bad. If I had a lot of money and I was just being greedy with it, I could spare like $1 or $2 because I got plenty.
Yeah, but you know what? All the people who love to quote the Bible, love to throw the Bible
I don't
around.
quote the Bible.
But a lot of people do. And they say the same thing that you do, except if you know your Bible, it doesn't mean anything if it comes from your surplus. It only means if it comes from the money you need. So those people can't really have it both ways. See, my solution is always the same. Shut up about the Bible. How about that? Keep it to yourself.
Don't say that.
Don't be
That's
throwing.
what it says to do in the Bible, actually.
Yeah, of course it does. Throw it. Stop throwing it in people's faces because it's momentarily convenient. No, listen, walking down here, and pretty soon this building next door is going to be done, and that sidewalk is going to be fully open again.
I'm excited.
For the first time in a year and a half. So that brand new construction, I don't know what they're going to do to try to get people to not congregate in front of that brand new building.
And defecate.
Because whatever they're going to do, that's going to be a big residential building with retail spots in it, so they're probably going to have some kind of security or doorman situation. I don't know what.
They got the Alliance.
Yeah.
The Downtown Cleveland Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
They help me parallel park whenever I need to park on the street.
Right, but they're not security guards.
Yeah, but they'll say
They're like
keep and
cleaning.
move and...
Aren't there like benches down here or like certain spots that have like spikes so
Yes.
homeless people can't sleep on them?
Yes.
Dude, that's savage.
Well, there's a lot of cities that try to outlaw that. It's called hostile architecture. There's a term for it. And it's stuff that they build specifically so that people can't sit, can't lie down. And there's some cities that have outlawed it because they're like, it's
unusually cruel.
Unusually cruel, I guess.
I have...
It makes Poundcake giggle.
Well,
but-
yeah, it's a reflex. I giggle when I'm uncomfortable.
But also, people sit between the spikes. It's more so they can't lie down,
Mhm.
right?
They'll
People
lie on the spikes.
They're
Like
not going to lie on the,
sideways.
they're gonna lie on the spikes.
You need to lay in a bed of nails. You just got to
Yeah.
distribute your weight, right?
Yeah.
And get used to it. It's
But-
actually good for your back.
I think the one reason why I don't really feel bad is because I got people in my family that ask me for money, and I'm like, I don't.
No,
give,
I understand what you're saying.
They have
Just-
dibs before you do. Person I don't know. Like I got family that live in their car. I'm like, okay, I'll give them a 5 if I got it, and I ain't got it for them, so I definitely ain't got it for you.
Yeah, but at least that family member's car's not getting stolen.
Too soon, Bill.
Too soon. And they have a car to sleep in. You have family members that live in their car?
Yes.
Well, that's
Why
a
are you
rite of
helping them?
passage, boy.
You said what?
Why are you helping them? You got.
He doesn't have any
room.
money either.
They can sleep on your floor.
No, they can't.
No, he's got those spikes in his apartment.
They absolutely cannot sleep on my floor
Why not?
because I don't want them to.
You
So
don't
it's
wanna
not that
help
they
them.
can't, it's that you won't let them.
They absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to. They can start an OnlyFans. They can do whatever. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Go to a shelter.
Perhaps it's a matter of pride.
Start a podcast.
Start a podcast. Yeah, that's the road paved with riches.
Do things to make money.
Yeah.
Don't be coming to me asking me for money. I'm struggling just like you. I'm out here hustling, grinding just like you.
Poundcake's like, all you got to do is buy a laptop and a microphone and a mixer, goddammit.
It ain't that hard.
It ain't that hard.
I'll buy you a little on-air light so it looks decorative in the background. Step your weight up.
Yeah. Step your weight up.
You too afraid to sleep on the spikes. That's your problem.
Somebody's... oh, God. Listen, you're paying the rent on your place. You can do whatever the hell you want to do.
I hate it, man. Like, again, I only did it. I'm only living alone just to prove that I can do it. After this year is up, I don't care who I live with.
Prove to whom?
Myself. Because I thoroughly believed. I'm like, yeah,
But you knew you could. It's just a matter of it's more expensive.
Yeah, and I don't like
That's
more
why
expensive.
it's worth it. Well, I know.
My everything in my bones says it's so much cheaper to get a roommate. You don't care about living with somebody else. You're in your room most of the time anyways. That's me to myself. So I'm like, what do I care that I live with someone? Is it someone else's furniture? Eat someone else's food? All you do is come out like once a day to poop and shower. That's it. It's great. And now I'm responsible for a whole ass apartment.
Yeah, because you're a grown man who doesn't want a roommate. What are you in Fugazi? I mean, come on.
Whatever.
So when your deal's up, you're gonna get a roommate again.
I don't know that for sure, but
You
I'm
probably will. It sounds like you're pretty sure.
I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
If they said if I could cut my expenses in half, then sure. Who wouldn't do that? I was living with a roommate for convenience anyways.
This is what I'm saying. We were talking about
own
this,
your place,
but we were
though.
talking about this before when they said Cleveland was a lonely city. That was just because the number of people living alone. Because that's how great it is. There's no situation where living by yourself is less expensive, but that's how great it is. People are like, I will figure out a way to pay for it so I have my own space. Now, that's not feasible for everybody. That's probably not feasible for you. I get it. But some people will go a long way.
I'm doing it.
They will go without a lot to live by themselves. I sure did. I was like, I'd much rather scrape by and live by myself.
When my future roommate was being picky about what she wanted in the apartment, I was like, man, what can I get? What kind of studio can I get for $1,500? And they were so small that I was like, okay, you
How
start to weigh
small
your
were they?
options. Smaller than Cody's long balls.
I don't care for
Okay.
that. Try it again. How small
You moved to New
were
York for
they?
that?
I
didn't move to New York for that.
Poundcake.
Did you move for this?
Those are the jokes you're telling in the city? Whatever. Nothing matters.
No, you're right. You'd be living in a closet.
Yeah.
And paying a lot of money.
And it probably would be like, that would be your rent. That doesn't. They would still have you in a box, and then you pay all utilities.
Your living expenses, yeah.
That's crazy. Like, at least here, if you pay, you get 200, 300 square feet, then you're like, okay, all utilities included because that's ridiculous. Why not? New York is like, nope, you're going to pay for water, you're going to pay for sewage, you're going to pay for everything.
Well, yeah.
What's the utility situation in the place you guys found?
We have to pay for electric and cooking gas. Heat, water, and something else is included.
That's nice. Heat,
Sewer
included is nice.
No, not sewer. That's not it.
You're not paying for garbage pickup?
Mm-mm.
You're paying for hostile architecture on the outside.
Yes.
You're paying for a
That's
bike
what we're
rack.
paying for. Yes.
Spiky bike rack.
Spiky bike rack. Oh, it sounds like a cartoon
Don't
character.
sleep on our bike rack.
I'm Spiky Bike Racks, eh? Yeah. Alan Poundcake should just live in a homeless shelter.
No, because there's
That's not really how that works.
It's like they're stinky in there. And
Stinky.
like, I want my own stuff, but I just need an extra room. Like, I have a 1-bedroom apartment now, so I couldn't live with someone even if I wanted to. We would need a 2-bedroom. He has his stuff. I have mine. We mainly use his stuff and dirty it up, and then my stuff I could sell.
I mean, he's got it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, there's a lot of chess pieces you got to move, right? I mean,
Or a woman.
these are not easy decisions to make.
I've never lived with a woman before, besides my mom.
Right.
I'd be down for a female roommate.
Roommates are tough because you don't really know until you room with them whether or not it's going to be okay or completely suck.
Right.
I mean, I lived in the dorms all 4 years of college, but I had a single room the second 2 years. Because the freshman year, my roommate went home every week, and he was homesick. And so he went home every weekend. So I had the place to myself, but that was no big shakes because I wasn't having parties and crap. Sophomore year, I roomed with a buddy of mine. I was like, this is going to be great. And it sucked. Because it turned out he was a real jagoff. So I was like, oh, being friends kind of the way we were in class and having fun is different than living with someone in a dorm room.
But what was so bad about him? Was he messy? Was he just like not
I mean, I just remember I had come back from Easter break before he did. And I had bought this before I left, I had bought this brand new Crate and Barrel comforter. And in the early 90s, Crate and Barrel was like hot stuff, right? Everybody had the messenger bag. Everybody had the goddamn comforter, whatever it was. So I had this brand new Crate and Barrel comforter. And I'd gotten back, and it was on the couch, and somebody had puked all over it. And he proceeded to tell me, he was like, yeah,
Someone broke in.
This girl came over, and she got drunk, and he just threw her on the couch, and he went to sleep in his bed, and she puked. He put my comforter on her.
Why didn't he wash it?
Because he was a jagoff, like I said. So there's a billion things you don't know. Now, it's the same with, someone you're romantically involved with, and you're living with them. You know? They could drive you nuts, but at least there you're getting laid.
Yeah.
Brian and I almost broke up. The first 6 months of us living together was, well, maybe not 6 months, but definitely 3. Miserable.
I don't think people have enough conversations either before, because it's a, when you're having a great time in a romantic relationship, the last thing you want to do is start talking about mundane, everyday crap. But that's kind of what you have to do if you're going to move in together. You have to have very serious conversations about whether or not you want to do that. Because somebody can drive you nuts.
But here's the thing, though.
Or they're messy. Or
we had those conversations, and we're on the same page about everything. But once you're in the living situation, there's little things that you couldn't even possibly think to discuss.
Right. You got the big stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Nobody can foresee the little stuff.
Right.
So what were the little things where you were like, I got to get the hell out of here?
Well, like, he
didn't want you to sleep with all your clothes on.
No, he likes the dishwasher loaded a certain way. Like things like
that.
that.
That's just smart. That's just smart.
Well, no,
I thought you liked cream pies too.
What? That doesn't have anything to do with the dishwasher.
You're the dishwasher in that scenario.
You're stupid.
What? Oh, she's washing the dishes.
Yeah,
I like cream pies. He hated the cat. He didn't want to live with an animal, and he knew that the animal came with it, and we still said yes. So he hated the fact that there was a cat in the house. He doesn't like hair or litter or any of that.
Well, then he was mad at himself, not you. He's like, I should have never agreed to this.
The cat put a big riff in our relationship, like to the point where we were like together. We were living together for like maybe 6 weeks, and I was like, if you can't do this, you need to tell me. Like, I'm not getting rid of the cat. So if you can't live with a cat, you have to tell me that, and I will move into an apartment. Like, But yeah, there was just like stuff like that with, I don't even remember at this point, but little things like that would annoy each other. Or like when he tried to clean up while I was cooking. I'm like, can you just get out of the kitchen? I'll clean it all when I'm done. Stuff like that. You don't sit down when you're ready to move in and talk about what your budget's going to be and how much you'll pay in the mortgage. And then also, do you wash spoons as I am using them? Because that's a big deal to me.
Right. Do you wash spoons as I'm using them?
Right.
You're stirring a pot of chili, and he's like trying to dust the...
Yeah.
Oh, I had to stop myself from doing that. I mean, Gwen and I have lived together for a long time now, but we lived together, obviously, for a while before we got married. But I'm pretty, I'm neat. I'm very neat. I'm pretty easy to live with. But... yeah, there's a billion little things that you won't. Everybody can go, do you leave that toothpaste tube off? Or do you have it, all the things that will occur to you. But you're right. You wouldn't think to ask, how do you feel about spoons in the kitchen? Well, anyway, we've covered a lot of ground. I've got to go to a break. But if you're keeping up with your Poundcake bingo card at home, he will not live in a homeless shelter. He will not give you money if you're related to him and live in your automobile. Automobile? And he won't give you $1 if you stop him in a store.
single dollar.
$1.
I ain't got it.
He doesn't. That's right.
You got it like that.
All right, you want to get the last word in, send me a text, 35192, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio